Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session. In today's session, we are going to talk heavily about improving fluency, as you can already see from my slide. So, as you already know, in PD Academic Speaking section, fluency is very important. You need to have certain level of fluency to get a very good score in overall speaking section. So if you are someone who is struggling to improve your fluency, or you feel like you have a very good level of fluency, you just need more strategies or ways of practicing to maintain that level of fluency to give your PDE test, this video is for you. Please bear with me and I'll walk you through some very effective strategies and suggestions to improve your overall fluency. Right. Now, before we move forward and talk about different strategies and ways of improving your fluency, let's just first focus on what is fluency. What is oral fluency all about? So, oral fluency is of two types. One is reading fluency and one is speaking fluency. All right. So, reading fluency is your ability to read connected text quickly, accurately, and with expression. And your oral speaking fluency is your ability to speak a foreign language easily and effectively, combined with the ability to effortlessly understand others who use this spoken language. So when you're focusing on improving your fluency, you have to focus that when you're reading something verbally, you can read it accurately and quickly and with expression. This is especially true for read aloud. In read aloud question, you have to have reading fluency when you're reading a passage, right? So very important. And also you will need oral speaking fluency because you need to speak at length in describe image, retail lecture, and repeat sentence as well. So for that, speaking fluency is also very important, that you have to make sure when you're speaking on the microphone for your PDE test, whatever you say is very smooth, effortless, and other people can understand you. Because if other people can understand you, the AI of the PDE test can understand you as well. So in both ways, for reading fluency and also for speaking fluency, you have to keep in mind that you are effortless when you're using English language, and you don't take too much long pauses, or you don't have hesitations while you are speaking in English. Okay. So when you are checking your own fluency or someone else is checking for you your fluency, you have to focus on these three things. Interruption, like if you're having frequent interruptions or not, if you're using too many fillers, or if you're correcting yourself too many times, and also if you have a right balance between content and fluency, because sometimes if you don't have enough content from the question or from the audio, that you don't know what to talk about, your fluency in that situation is affected in a wrong way, in a very negative way. So it's very important to know what we are supposed to speak about on the microphone to have a certain level of fluency. Okay, so right balance between content and fluency is also very important. Now let's talk about what are the do's that you have to do to improve your oral fluency. First and most important thing, in my opinion, is to practice and evaluate through self-recording. You don't need always someone else beside you to improve and practice and see at what level you are doing for fluency. You can always practice by yourself and evaluate your own performance through self-recording, just in case you don't have anyone around you to help you and guide you. And also, as I have already mentioned, you need to have a very good balance between content and fluency. Now, to do self-recording, to self-evaluate yourself, you need to have a very good resources, because without good resources, you don't know how to improve your fluency. You don't know from where to practice and check if you have a good fluency or not. Now, let's focus on quickly what are those good resources. Read aloud. For read aloud, definitely your first and most important resource would be past questions that have come in previous PDE test centers. So practicing original, real questions from PTE test is the most important thing that you can do to help yourself. But that is also not the only thing you can do. You can also read short articles. You can find it anywhere, in books, newspapers, blogs, journals, anywhere. Maybe, for example, you're reading a book, just read aloud, loudly, few passages or few sentences and see how do you go with that. Very effective and very helpful. And also another website, Scientific American website. So this website is very effective as well. In listening section, so many audios come from Scientific American website as well. So if you just go to that website, you will see there are lots of podcasts, audio files, video files, and also texts as well. For read aloud purpose, I will suggest you strongly to read those articles from Scientific American website and see what type of words are particularly difficult and challenging for you to practice more and work accordingly. Okay. Then comes describing image. Again, practice questions is the best place for you to start practicing, but to improve your creativity, to improve your, along with your creativity, to improve your fluency and to start having that practice, to start having that ability to speak about anything and everything, you can look in other places as well to practice describe image. For example, brochures, maps, different logos and images that you get to see on the streets. Like you're going somewhere, you're sitting somewhere, and you look around and see there are lots of images and logos around you. Start in your mind speaking about those things and see how fluent you become. Also, another very good resource to practice describing image is IELTS Academic Task 1. Very important, because as you already know, for describe image questions, there will be lots of maps, graphs, this type of questions. And in IELTS academic test, they give you maps, graphs, and different types of pictures as well to write about it. So you can use those prompts as well to see and start speaking and see how do you go with maps, graphs, how do you talk about key trends, how do you talk about general information that are already given in the picture, and build your fluency from that point, right? So yeah, these 3 resources are very effective. Then comes repeat sentence and retell lecture. Both are very important in your test, and you get very good points for listening section as well, along with speaking section. So when you do well in repeat sentence and in retell lecture, you are not only being credited for your speaking section, but also you're getting substantial number of points in listening section as well. So very important. So again, practice questions is your first and the best resource. But along with that, you can also practice listening and improving your note-taking through watching TED in 3 minutes videos. So let me just take you through this, this link just to show you how effective and useful these TED videos are. So yeah. So as you all can see here, in this link, if you just search in the Google TED in 3 minutes, TED in 3 minutes, you will come across this website. And all the videos, if you browse through, all the videos are roughly 3 minutes, not more than that. Just few, it can be a few seconds past 3 minutes, but that's not a big deal. So there are lots of different topics you can see. And obviously, because there is a diversity of people, there are lots of different types of accents, different types of pronunciation you can see of different words. And when you look around, start to play and listen to all these videos, you will see you are substantially improving your fluency, and also your ability to listen to different types of accents as well. So very good resource to improve your written lecture, especially because in your test, you can have 2 or 2.5 minutes length of audio sometimes as well. So listen to these audios maybe from this TED in 3 minutes website, and also start to take notes as well and see how many keywords have you been able to write in your note and how well you can speak about the whole topic in your own way. So yeah, so going back to our slide, this is how you can improve your written lecture and also repeat sentence as well. For repeat sentence, I would also suggest listening to music as well. If you want, like listening to songs, listening to 2 or 3 lines, and then repeating those sentences to yourself again. Because in repeat sentence questions, they will give you one sentence and you listen to that sentence and instantly you have to repeat the same sentence exactly the way they have said. So to some extent, you need to have a very good short-term memory as well. And to improve your short-term memory, you can listen to songs, you can listen to short stories, audio short stories, listen to 3-4 sentences, pause it, and repeat those sentences back again to yourself and see how accurate you are becoming in improving, in repeating whatever they are saying. So that is also a very good resource, in my opinion. Now, once we are over understanding what are the important resources to improve our fluency for different item types from the speaking section of PDE, now it's time to evaluate how I'm going to evaluate my own performance through self-recording. So if you're someone who doesn't have much help around, you're all by yourself most of the times, you can just use one of those resources, record yourself, and evaluate your own speech. While evaluating, you can consider these things. For example, when I spoke about describing an image, have I been able to finish it within 40 seconds or not? Did I have enough time to have a conclusion, to have an introduction? Did I wrap it up in a very proper manner? Did I have a proper structure when I was talking about any image or any lecture? Another important thing that you can say is how responsive I was while I was speaking about a question. For example, the moment you hear a sentence for repeat sentence, how quickly I can start and repeat the same thing. What is the level of my responsiveness when it comes to start speaking in the microphone? Or, for example, I just heard our lecture, an audio, and right after they finish it and the microphone is open, how quickly I start speaking. This thing is also very important because if you don't start speaking within 3 seconds of microphone when it's open, your response will not be recorded. And also consistency. Did I use any filler words? Did I pause when processing ideas? So if I'm using too many in my opinion, are these kinds of words are called filler words, and you are not supposed to use these kinds of words in your PDE test. Whatever you speak in your PDE test must be all about the question, the topic, and whatever they have said in the audios. So that is very important. Another important thing is, are you taking too much time when you're thinking about ideas or when you're thinking about content, what to say, what not to say, how to say? How much you are taking out of your time, overall time, to process your ideas. These are the things you should be looking for when you're checking your own performance for self-evaluation. And this will give you a very clear idea how well you're doing or how well you are not doing, where to improve, where not to improve, what you're doing great and what not so great. Right, the last bit of it is having a good balance between content and fluency. So to have that balance, I would strongly suggest to develop your own template for describe, image, and written lecture. This template is specifically for having a very good structure in your response, having an introduction, having a body, and then having a conclusion. When you have this type of structure, you already know what you're going to talk about, a specific question or specific image, and that naturally boosts your overall fluency level. You become more confident, and at the back of your mind, you are not very stressed because you know what to do, how to do, and it gets just a lot better with practice. So have a template. If in case you are not very sure about having a template, you can join one of our classes. There are lots of different types of things that we can talk about when it comes to describe, image, and read a lecture. Also, you can allocate your time wisely as well. When you have preparation time, like you have 10 seconds for read a lecture, use that time wisely. And also, when you're listening to the audio and taking notes, try to mention, try to take notes of as many keywords as possible, and also improve your note taking skill, because sometimes people take note and they don't understand their own handwriting, and that impacts their fluency as well. Because when you're speaking and looking at your notes and you don't understand, your handwriting is not very legible and very clear, you will struggle to understand a specific word or phrase, and in that manner your fluency will drop and you will become slow. So make sure you are very, very confident about your note-taking skill and your handwriting is very legible, very clear. You understand what you are writing about and you know what to talk about from these notes. When you do all these things, your fluency definitely dramatically improves. You just need a lot of practice and consistent evaluation of your own performance. Right. So I think that's pretty much it is about improving your oral fluency. And how to do it properly using correct resources. So that's all about it. Thank you so much for having your time and being with me so far. I hope this session was useful for you. If it was, just let us know through comments and for further suggestions, further improvement ideas. And if you need more guidance, you can join one of our classes here at PD Leader. I'll see you soon in some other video. Till then, take time, take preparation, and take care of yourself.